because it doesn't want to freaking work. So working now? Thank you. I've been having issues, like, for real note, if anybody's, like, actually here early. Oh, great. My video just wanted to froze. I'm literally having so much issues. It's freaking unbelievable.
Under
I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to go to this and do this. I am, like, for real, just... You want to know what happened? You want to know what happened before we get in the podcast? Or this could be the podcast talk, actually. This could be the podcast talk, and we call this podcast 25 Technical Issues. We could definitely do that. How does that sound to you? Does that sound good? Probably, maybe, not really. Because... oh my goodness. Okay, now I gotta make the post. Yay. Everyone, podcast hashtag 25 is now starting. So you can come to either Discord VC or through Twitch of your choosing. Smiley face. Okay. And then what we're gonna do... why did I do that? 25. Alright. Create the invite. Get that. Get the Twitch stream. And you go to my channel. See, you know why I'm rushing this? Because I was having audio issues. Like, it's stupid. Like, all of a sudden, my earpiece doesn't want to work. Like, just out of nowhere. Like, my headphones didn't want to work. No matter how many times I plugged it in. I plugged it into my phone, it seemed to work fine. Right? It seemed to work fine. But then, behold, issues. It just didn't want to work. I tried to Google it. The podcast was about to start. And I'm sitting over here just like literally going, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, are you freaking joking me? Are you pulling my leg? Are you joshing me? Like knock the frick off. Like I was getting kind of upset. I am not gonna lie. I was getting kind of upset. So, what's the first thing anyone should do? Is to restart their dang PC. So that's what I did. I was like, okay, alright, maybe if I shut it down, maybe it'll work properly. No, it did not. Apparently, once I shut it down, let it off for 10 seconds, turn it back on, apparently you can't even notify my own dang speakers from the PC. My PC has built-in speakers, and it can't even notice that. Like, not at all. Whatsoever. So there was like no volume coming out. And it was like starting to tick me off and saying like, are you kidding me right now? I'm about to start this podcast and you're pulling this crap on me. Like, stop. Like, for real, just stop. Just knock it off. So, I just restarted. Instead of just shutting it down, I just restarted. And all of a sudden, I see it connect my headphones, and I was like, frick you. So, I was having issues, and then my webcam wanted to freeze up. Just randomly out of freaking nowhere. So, I'm just having all kinds of issues today. It's great. It is freaking great. It's not. It's not. It's not. Whatever. If anybody tells you differently, it's not. It is not. I switched my webcam a little bit this way because I don't know, I want to be able to sit like this, in this direction. I know it's just a podcast, maybe some people just won't listen. In your question probably is, what is the topic for today? what is the topic? What is the grand spleen topic? We already talked about the Steam Deck. Still no issues of anything. Like I like. Okay, we already talked about that, so that's come and gone. It's supposed to be like a Switch Pro that we all asked for and never got. We can actually, if we want to look into August, let's actually do that. Because we're getting close to August. I mean, I could do that podcast next, but we're going to be doing a Game Con. So it'll probably be podcast 26 Game Con edition. Let's see. We're going to talk about games that are coming to the Switch in August. Ain't that interesting? I was doing that for almost every month, and I was sitting there like, this sounds pretty good, interesting, because it also keeps in mind of like, okay, what games are going to come out. Like, is there going to be games coming out here? Is there going to be games coming out here? So I'm going to pull up the list and see. You can also pull up the list if you want to. We're going to go straight into August, April, May, June, July, August. Alright, what Switch games do we have coming out to August for you and for me? Let's see. So we have a game called In Sound Mind. It's supposed to be horror. I don't know anything about it. Cool. The Falconing Warrior Edition. It's supposed to be aerial combat. Maybe like Ace Combat. If anybody remember actually maybe playing that back in the day. Maybe. Black Book, which is a venture role-playing, which sounds cool. I don't even know what it is. At first, it looked like maybe, but when I first read the name, yeah, there's like nothing about it. Like a young girl becoming a witch. And I guess something bad must have happened to her. I don't know. Like, there's hardly any information on it. Okay, we're going to move on. Ever Forward is a puzzle adventure. So if you're, like in puzzles, I don't know what kind of puzzles you'll be solving, but it's called Ever Forward. That will be coming out August the 10th. So if you want to grab that, it's a girl trapped in a strange world somewhere between reality and imagination, and you're basically going in and trying to solve puzzles to get her back to realization. So it'll be coming to your Switch if you want to get it. Shadowverse Champions Battle, a digital card game role player. Wait, what? It's called Shadowverse. Okay, so it's like a card game and adventure game, so it could be like maybe a little bit like Hearthstone. I don't know. But it's coming to the Switch. Alright, moving out of August 10th, going to August 12th. Foreclosed, an action adventure. And you have Skatebird. Remember that little indie game? Showing a little bird doing skate trip. I don't know if y'all seen that. Or not. Doesn't look like it interests me at all. Then you have Road 96. That was also an indie game. And it was like an adventure where you get to like change. It changed every time no matter what situation you choose. Like it always changes. It's kind of, I don't know if it's like a visual novel style, but it's kind of a little bit like that, I guess. So that's August 16th. Coming into August 19th, with Rims Racing. It's a racing game coming for your Switch. Some of these games, I feel like I don't even know what they are. I don't even know what like any of those games are. King's Bounty 2 coming to your Switch on August 24th. And then you have Hotel Life, a resort simulator. So it's a business simulation coming to your Switch. And then you have like No More Heroes 3, so I know that's a big game. And that is the month for Switch. To be honest, if I want to be honest here and looking at this list, it kind of sucks. Unless I'm like missing some type of game. Sorry if you heard that. But it's just like because you have all these like strange games like the Falconer, like. Okay, it looks like you play as a bird. It looks like, cool. Gee whiz. I mean, then you have there was something else. There's something called Dodgeball Arcade Academia, where it's basically a dodgeball game. So if you like dodgeball, yeah, if you like dodgeball. And then Evervore, the game that I was literally talking about, it looks honestly a little cute with its art style. Just a little bit. And then you have Skatebird. Cool. Moving on. I mean, you're a bird skating. I mean, what else can I talk about that? You're literally a bird skating on a skateboard. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. There's a couple games I'm actually missing. Yeah, there was Road 96, which is basically, like, different. Then you have Mayhem Brawler, which is kind of like a brawler type of game where you go screen to screen. And you have Rims Racing, which is basically on bikes. And you have Hoa, which looks like a little puzzle platforming thingy. You have King's Bounty 2, which is cool. Looks like a strategic game. Then you have No More Heroes 3. I know a lot of people are looking forward to No More Heroes 3. And that is like pretty much it. There is literally nothing like else. Unless I'm missing something. There's Wrestler, which looks like another strategic game that comes on August 31st. So, there's not much to me. I don't know about to you. If you own a Switch, and if any of these games interest you, cool, go pick them up. But, for me, like, I'm looking at them. You like puzzles? I know you do. I don't see a game that I want in this month. Like, maybe Road 96? Because it's interesting. It has an interesting story, and you got tons of different scenarios that you get to pick and choose. Other than that, August to me is not a great month for Switch compared to last month. Compare to last month. But there's nothing for me for Switch for this month. Like there's like nothing that really interests me. I'm ready for October for Metroid Dread. But other than that, I don't see anything right now. I don't. Unless Nintendo drops another Direct, because I feel like it would be wise if they dropped another Direct, to be honest. Speaking of Nintendo, since this whole podcast is probably going to be talking about Nintendo, you know what they did for the 35th anniversary of Mario? They had their own Direct. They had their own merch. They came out with 3D All-Stars Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, even though they were just simple ports, you had 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, a 6 to 7 hour of new content. You had Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is an actual Mario Kart, like you get the actual little kart figures of Mario or Luigi, and you get to set it around in your house. And we got a little Mario game machine to play like original Mario game, and that's about it. You had Mario 35, and what did we get for Zelda? Skyward Sword. That's in a little game thing. Like it's to me that's to me it's sad. If you are a Zelda fan, that is like sad. Because you would think that on their 35th anniversary, compared to what they did to Mario, right? Because they did a lot with Mario. A crap ton with Mario. But we don't even get, like, merch. Like, new merch. All we got was from that Nintendo E3 Direct. If you want to go back and even look at it, he just mentioned Skyward Sword. We already knew that was coming out. I'm still going to get it. Whenever I get a chance of getting it, I'm still going to get it. And hopefully, I can get it this Sunday. Maybe. It really depends. But I'm hoping to get that game on Sunday. And the Joy-Cons. If I can get both of them, amazing. But, and then more information about Breath of the Wild 2, and that's it. Like, that is it. And to me, it's sad. You know, why is Mario getting this much treatment when Zelda's been getting this much treatment? Like, if you look back on the years of anniversary, like, there was a leak. It's supposed to be Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD coming to the Switch bundle. I honestly see that happening. I didn't know about the Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past. Like, I was hearing some crazy rumors. Like, literally crazy and insane rumors. Detective One, I don't know what Detective One you're talking about, babe. But, I thought Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD would port over to the Switch, and no. So, I don't know what they plan on doing. Like, I legit don't even know. Because I feel like at this point, I feel like we need... I know it's been maybe about a month or 2 months after E3. It wasn't their best Nintendo Direct, but I feel like Nintendo needs another Direct. Because there's not, if you think about it, there's not a whole lot of big first party. Like last year, you know, during the whole pandemic, their big fall title, their holiday title was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And it looks like for this one, will probably more likely be Metroid Dread. You know. Oh yeah, the OLED model. I don't know how I forgot about that. Oh, because it's not worth my time. Ah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everybody that wants the OLED model. I am so sorry. I am terribly, terribly not really sorry. But if we want to go back and look at like the month of August, like just looking at all the games in general, that's not only coming to the Switch, but also could possibly come to the PC. Nothing really. It's like cool, yay. And then you have a bunch of games that has been unscheduled. a bunch of games that don't even have a freaking release date. But just look at the month of August. There's really nothing gaming, well, for me in the month of August. So it shows me that I'm going to be saving money this month. Compared to last month, the games that I want, because I already got them. I got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2. No, that came out in June, didn't it? Yeah, I didn't pick up Destroy All Humans. And I did get Game Builder Garage. What was July again? Okay, nothing really. That. Okay. So nothing really that. Actually, looking at the month of July, it wasn't that whole much. Except for Skyward Sword. Literally, that's the only thing. Let's look at the peak of the next month. Who wants a peek? Who wants to take a peek? I would like to take a peek. Would you like to take a peek? Let's take a peek together. Let's see what we have in the month of September. Let's take a peek. Let's look. So you have on September the 2nd, Demon Gaza Extra, which is a role-playing game. Cool. Big Rumble Boxing. If you like boxing game, this is for you. September the 3rd. Remember, keep this in mind. This is September. Oh, yes. This is a game that I plan on getting. September the 7th. Sonic Colors Ultimate. I grew up with this game. I remember loving this game. And I'm probably going to get it. But it's not going to come out until September the 7th. You have Life is Strange, True Colors. If you're into those visual novels, cool. You have Lost in Random, which is another action adventure game. You have NBA 2K22. Who cares about NBA because their games has been trash. They put gambling machines. Like EA just wants your money. They could care less. Whether it's NBA, Madden, they just want your money. It's basically recopied every stinking year. And it's not worth $60 or even $70, in my opinion, when you're hardly barely making any effort to change the game. So, before I go rant, we're just going to move on. Warrior Rare gets it together. It's a party game. If you're not familiar with the WarioWare franchise, it's basically a bunch of minigames screwed in together. And the minigames only last about 15 seconds. And you have to be thinking fast, and having a good reaction time. Those are WarioWare games. I mean, I don't know if I want to get one because it's not much. The one that I played was on Game Boy Advance. It was fun. It was fun, but it's it wears out kind of quickly. So it's kind of not. To me, it's you might like WarioWare games, you might like party games, but to me it's But that's coming out September the 10th, and then you have Bang Dream Girls Band Party, and it is a rhythm game. What the frick is this? Oh, it really released on Android and iOS in 2017. I hate this. I hate. They look at iOS games and then just port it to the Switch as it's just an Android. Hello, this is a gaming device. Hello, this is not a cell phone. Hello, this is supposed to be big third-party games, AAA games, not crappy ports of, what is it? Bang Dream Girls Band Party. For real. It's insane. Alright, moving on. Metallic Child. Action roguelike. So it's supposed to be maybe a little bit stealth game. Cool. Ni no Kuni 2. Okay, I heard a lot of good things about this franchise. A lot of good things. I mean, it's made by Level 5. And it's a role-playing game. Like, it sounds promising. So, that I might get. Diablo 2 Resurrected. Dude. I would say my heart is forever with the original Diablo. But getting Diablo 2 Resurrected, I might actually pick that up. For the Switch, I might actually pick that up. I might really pick that up. Then you have September 25th, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I dropped out of Dragon Ball Z franchise. I mean, it's okay for what it is, but it doesn't do much for me. You know, I play the GBA games. I even played Budokai Tekken 3 for like the PS2. It still doesn't really that interest me. Like, I love the GBA games, the Legacy of Goku 2, and Boo's Fury, which they all connected together. That I did like. But other than that, I just don't see myself, like, really, like, wanting something, like, I need this. I can live without it. Like, it doesn't do much for me. But if you're a Dragon Ball fan, comes out September the 24th to your Switch. September the 30th. There's one game that I do kind of want because I know this is probably maybe a bit kids game, but it's Hot Wheels Unleashed. I love the Hot Wheels car games. I remember getting them almost every time when there was like a new Hot Wheels game, like back in the day. It was like, I need this. And I still love Hot Wheels game today. When I was playing it with my brother on the Wii, I forgot what it was called. It was like Hot Wheels. It wasn't Trick Attack. It was something else. Beat That. That's what it was. Hot Wheels Beat That. But with the Unleash, it feels like they did a whole new level with it, and I honestly do kind of want it. So if you love racing games and if you love Hot Wheels, it's coming out for your Switch on September the 30th. Then you have Doctor Who. If you love the TV show, it's an adventure game. It's probably maybe a little bit puzzly. Maybe, I don't know. It just says adventure. So cool. Then you have Life is Strange Remaster Collection. If you like visual novels like the Life is Strange True Colors, this is remastered, including 1 and 2. So if you want them, they'll be coming to your Switch on September the 30th. And that is it for the month for September. So I would say to me, September is better than August. Because you had Sonic Colors Ultimate, you had Diablo 2 Resurrected, and Hot Wheels Unleashed. Those are the only... Well, the biggest one, I would have to say Sonic Colors. If I had to look at them and see what I want the most, it's probably Sonic Colors Ultimate. But I would say September to me is better than August. But those are the lists of Switch games that are coming out. And if you want to get them, go for it. It's not that fun. Am I dating a kid? Really, babe? Hot Wheels is fun. It is. Like, I wouldn't consider it as like a kid because you can do more with the Hot Wheels Unleashed. To be honest, like I like racing games, whether it be Mario Kart, Crash Team Racing, Hot Wheels, even the older Need for Speed games. If EA would ever remaster them, if EA actually went to Need for Speed Carbon and remastered that, and it came to the Switch, I will definitely pick that up. Like, oh my gosh, I love Carbon. And I love the Underground series. Like, port Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. Bundle them. Great, great, great thing to do. But, Hot Wheels, I remember loving Velocity X. I think that came out on the GameCube. I remember playing it a lot. I don't remember much from it now. I remember loving it, but I don't remember much. The last Hot Wheels game that I would say that I played that I liked was Beat That when I was playing it with Nick. He was playing it with the Wii. I didn't care for the Wii controls, then instead I got it for the PC. And I ended up getting farther than him. And he kind of got a little mad at me. But honestly, I honestly remember liking that game. I love racing games though. That's the thing. I do like me some racing games. You know, at first it didn't really interest me when I first saw Hot Wheels Unleashed. I was like, okay, it's another Hot Wheels game. Cool. But when you add like different terrains, different cars, you know, able to customize as well. Because that's the biggest feature in any racing games is being able to customize your car. And try to increase any part to make it go faster, make the grip better, the turning grip, maybe to add a bit nitro even, to make the car better and faster in any way so that you can be able to top the other racers. And then not only that, this is the first Hot Wheels game that will let you create your own track, your own path. This is probably the very first Hot Wheels game that will let you do that in a cool, interesting way. And it has so many options for that, and I love being creative. Like, I would love to create a track and see if Nick wants to play it. You know, because I know that he loves Hot Wheels, same as me. I don't know if he does now because it's been a while, but I will say I will probably gonna get it, and it is fun. As I'm drinking this Coke. Wait, you don't drink Coke. You snort it up, right? Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. But those are the Switch games that are coming out in the month of August, September. What games really interest you? Is there any games that you're willing to pick up? And I'm not going to go far into October yet because I already know Metroid Dread is one of them. I already know that. I don't know, and I don't want to look right now in the month of August because October, because that's a little bit away. So I wanted to take time and just go by month by month. I know I want Metroid Dread. I forgot what else comes out. But hopefully those Switch games really interest you. That you're getting, and hopefully you agree with me that they should do a Nintendo Direct. Also, Nintendo did something really stupid throughout this week. Very stupid. They added 3 Super Nintendo games to, if you pay for online subscription, you get NES and Super Nintendo because Nintendo doesn't care about N64 games or GameCube games for your Switch. They don't care. So they added 3 Super Nintendo games that no one cares about. I am not joking. No one cares about these games. Okay, you have Claymates, which is basically like you get to turn creatures into clay. You go around, transform into different animals. You can it's stupid. And then you have Jelly Boy, which is a platform, and you play as a jelly, and it's basically Kirby, but much worse. That's the way I see this. It is like Kirby, but if you want to add in crap into it, you get Jelly Boy. That is literally the game. That is literally the game. And then you have Bum Susa, which is a strategized donating every bomb, and it's like a puzzle game, basically Super Bomberman, but way worse. Because Super Bomberman, what are you doing? You're going around bombing others, and it's a good multiplayer game. When you're not playing cheating buttholes. Because I hate playing with cheating buttholes. I hate it. They're cheating and they're a butthole. But this is very slow. You're going around trying to detonate each bomb, and it's very slow. Super Mario Man is kind of a bit faster than this. It's just insane, but crazy and stupid. And you want to know how many dislikes it had on this video? 14,000. And it didn't even reached 4,000 likes. So over 10,000 dislikes. And people were mad. They say Nintendo is trolling. I mean, I will say add N64. Because I don't know if they're going to do a N64 Mini, which I already talked about, and they haven't added it to the Switch Online, and you can't pick up Super Mario 3D All-Stars to play Super Mario 64 on your Switch. I mean, you can easily emulate Super Mario 64, even if you have a potato, or even a mini fridge. You can play Super Mario 64 on your mini fridge. Because it's so easy to emulate. But it's just Nintendo. It's just doing stupid stuff. I don't even know what to call this podcast since that's all I've been talking about is Nintendo. I mean, there's not much gaming news lately. There's hardly anything. I mean, I already did my OLED thoughts. I mean, I already did the Steam Deck. And it's supposed to be a little bit more powerful than what we looked at. Still no release dates. So I don't even know what Nintendo's going to do about it. I really don't know. They're going to be releasing the OLED model. It's going to be the same specs as the normal Switch. So I don't know what Nintendo's going to do. Because it could literally kill off the Switch. But I already talked about that in that podcast. So if you want to go listen to the last podcast, be my guest. But I'm just talking about the latest Nintendo Switch games that are coming out in the month of August and September. I'm probably going to go over September again because games get updated. So there could be new games. So I'm probably going to be talking about games in September just to, let y'all know what's coming out and what really interests y'all. In the month of September. I'm getting Sonic Colors Ultimate. But that's pretty much all I have to talk about. I know these podcasts are getting a little bit shorter. I know some people may like, I want a longer podcast. Why is this podcast so short? Oh my god. And when I say, if I don't have interesting topics, if I don't have enough stuff to go off on, then I don't have anything to talk about. And plus, when I don't have anyone else to hop in Discord, and just being able to talk, I don't know. I really, really don't even know. So, unless y'all have anything or anything you want to add, babe, if you're still here, I do not know. I want to go through your questions again. I do not know when. I don't know what detective one you're talking about. I really don't know. And just looking at August and September, I don't see any detective games or the word detective in them. So I really don't know what you're talking about. And I already went over the Hot Wheels thing with you. So just to go back to saying that I did answer what you had. But I hope you enjoy this podcast 25. To me, it's crazy that this is the 25th podcast. Like, the numbers are still going to go up. Like, I honestly would have to do something special if we ever reach the 100 podcasts. That would have to be something very special. But that's not going to happen, like, anytime soon. But, it would be special. I don't know what I would do for it, but I will be keeping that in mind. Because it's crazy that I have done 25 podcasts. It's crazy. It is extremely crazy. And it's been just me. It's been just me. So, but I hope you enjoyed these podcasts for what these are. I hope you enjoyed this topic. Just me going on about Nintendo, going on with the games. Basically talking trash about the 30 Super Nintendo games that are coming. And talk about what games interest me and what I am getting. Because I already talked about that. And hopefully, I don't know what games y'all gonna be getting. Also, we will be having a movie night tonight. So if you want to get your popcorn ready, if you want to be able to get your stuff ready, we'll be watching The Incredibles 2. This tonight at 7 p.m. So if you missed The Incredibles 1, since we watched that last week, it's going to be continuing on with The Incredibles 2 of this week. I meant to say tonight, not this week, but tonight. So I hope to see y'all guys and girls there. Make sure to get y'all's popcorn ready. We're going to have a blast, and I can't wait to see y'all there. And I will see you guys and girls next time on the next podcast of next week. So take care, have safe, have fun, and see y'all tonight if you're coming.